when we do the recording, I just kind of sit here and like jam silently to myself.
Right. Let's take a moment.
Pretty much. That's how we vibe into the episode.
Right. Although it sounded like a rocket was like landing though. Sorry about that. All of you that have really great audio. Welcome to the Rockhound Podcast. We're so happy that you're here. Welcome in. We have the most amazing travel filled incredible story of
stuff
tonight that has
also with a chance of
rocks. Yeah. And we're just coming in hot. So who are you tonight?
I'm there and back again by Bilbo Baggins.
And to clarify, it's because we've done this before already tonight.
Yeah. That's the second again.
Yeah.
We're like 11 minutes in, so it's not that bad. But.
Not terribly deep. We didn't talk to ourselves for too long.
I don't think I honestly have no idea how long I was talking to myself.
What a delightful opening we had before, though.
Yeah.
You guys all would have loved it.
Yeah, it was great, I bet.
But now you have this. And I am Karen from Ozone Fine Art Adventures from the fabulous Oregon coast that actually decided to be warm today. And we love it for that. And that's
like
really
an abridged version of the intro that we already did. It's great.
Yeah. I went on and on about it before, but you guys already heard that sort of. In another dimension, in the multiverse, you've already heard that part. So
is this the cheat code to keep us on track?
Oh,
because you and I will just tangent. If we just do it a second time, we can just do the same thing but faster. This is amazing.
Right.
We learned the hack.
I kind of feel manipulated right now. Who is it out there that decided that they wanted the cliff version of this? Because what just happened in 2 minutes and 50 seconds actually took us like 11 minutes.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Well, you know what? It's going to be marvelous because now we're just going to fast track you guys on the escalator of rocks straight to Theo's wild and crazy adventure. And so you should tell us about it.
I will do that for the second time. So we go to Daytona, Florida at least once a year in the spring. Usually we try to do 2 weeks in the spring and 1 week in the fall if we can, or the winter if we can. It just depends on time and schedules and whatnot, but we always go in the spring. This year, though, we did it different. We did not fly like we normally do. We drove from Billings, Montana to Daytona, Florida. It doesn't even show you the mileage when you look it up on Google. It just says like 1 day,
forget about
18 hours. Yeah, pretty much. It's like,
really?
If you just drive the whole time and don't stop once, you will get there in almost 2 days. It's insane. But yeah, so it was so much freaking fun. I think it took us 4 days of driving each way, and we probably could have done that in less. It's just that we kept stopping to explore various stuffs. Oh my gosh.
Did you hit like the world's biggest rubber band ball or anything like that?
We did, kind of. If anyone has ever been through South Dakota, they'll know exactly what I'm referring to. We stopped at Wall Drug, which there's no way you can miss it. There's like literally a sign every 3 seconds for like 90 miles coming both directions, and it's ridiculous.
Having parents from across the country insane with their children. Can we stop? Can we stop?
Yeah. I mean, it's not really an option. If you go through South Dakota on that highway, you have to stop at Wall Drug. But yeah, I don't have pictures of that. Otherwise, I would show pictures. Well, I do have pictures, but I didn't include them in my slide. Which now I'm regretting. I should have done that.
Yeah, there were some pretty funny pictures, actually.
Yeah, that was a good little pit stop. Okay, so on the first day, we made it from Billings to Omaha, and I was so excited to hunt in South Dakota or Wyoming, and we did not get to because it was like crazy rain that turned into whiteout blizzard, that turned into like 6 inches of icy sleet on the road, that turned into insane like ridiculously high winds that turned into more rain, that turned into fog, that turned into a little bit of everything. It was insane. It was ridiculous. We went
So
through literally every. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, not only did Google not tell you like how long it was going to take to get out there, but also that there was going to be no visibility. Like,
it was crazy. Like it was absolutely right outside of Sheridan, Wyoming. We're on the interstate doing like 30 because the ice is just insane. Oh my god, it came out of nowhere. So
brutal.
No stops on the first day, which really hurt because I was looking forward to hitting the Badlands on the way down, but it's whatever. We did on the way back, so there's that. So, all right, that brings us to the first actual stop, which was actually one sec. I gotta do some because I did this in the wrong order last time.
I think you need to share the screen again with our new inception of the multiverse.
Yep. I was just scrolling forward so that it was correct.
So folks, while he's doing that, I had dropped off the internet because we have apparently a weak signal out here on the coast, and he went ahead with his lecture for I don't know how long.
Who knows how long it was, really. It's hard to say.
No, you said it just fine just now.
That's fair. That's
pretty easy. Yeah. So this is like chocolate and like crusty marshmallow with sugar.
Oh my gosh. So that morning we woke up early and drove as fast as we could to make it to Haunted Ridge before they closed, which we did, but we only made it there like a half hour before close. So we worked as hard as we could to fill a bucket in the time that we had. And I know this may be sacrilege. I think I like the agate more than the crystals at Haunted Ridge. I know like the whole thing about Haunted Ridge is the crystals, but the agate is insane.
That's okay.
It's so nice.
Yeah. Isn't that our backdrop actually?
It is actually, yeah.
We're like swimming, in
if they were a little more red, you could easily convince me that they were Mexican lace. It's actually insane how lacy they are, and I've cut a bunch of them now, and I am just falling more and more. I seriously will make a trip there once a year now because I've gone there. It's 19 hours from Billings, and it's so worth it because, oh my gosh, like the crystals are amazing, and they're the added bonus with the agate. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that lace has your grandma weeping on her like love chest.
So nice. And okay, so I've heard this from both Derek and Dustin. I don't know like what the science is behind it, but both people who are very much in the know when it comes to that area have told me that the agate at Haunted Ridge are Crowleys.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like raw Crowleys. And this is totally just me repeating what I was told by two people. One who hunts there all the time, and the other one who is very much in the know when it comes to rock and geology stuff. So I'll believe them. I'll take their word. But and it's like I blew my mind because
let's just see them that way. Right now.
Like, that makes so much sense.
Yeah,
they're just raw Crowleys.
I bet you the chat just is running amok right now.
I mean, maybe this isn't some like groundbreaking information. That maybe that it's just like me and you who are like, wait, what? Yeah. But it rocked my world when he told me that. I was like, are you kidding? No wonder I love them so much because Crowleys are one of my favorite agates. So
we should probably have a Rock Theo's World-a-meter for this.
We should, yeah.
Okay.
So we got some really, really nice crystal clusters. This is like the tiniest of handfuls because we went there for 30 minutes, filled a bucket, but we felt like we were missing out and I needed more in my life. So on our return route, we actually stopped again for like 3 hours and absolutely loaded up. I think we got 4 or 5 buckets. I don't remember, but yeah, I got a bunch of material.
About a Theo handful. I mean, that's like a bucket.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I have to say that constantly in videos too. It's like, I don't
My hand for scale doesn't count.
Yeah, because well, like that. I'll get it. I'll bring it up when we get to that point. But remind me to mention something looking very, very small, just because my hands are like giant spider hands. So it's like actually a huge find, and it just looks minuscule in my time. Yeah, it's anyway. Got some amazing Druzy specimens. This is after the iron out, and it's crazy. They turn like pure white. It's amazing. This is a slab from. This is where I knew you were gone because I asked if it was actually zooming in for you.
And it is.
Okay, that's
And
when I knew
this
something
is
was
like,
amiss.
where you catch your breath and you're like,
Yeah, but like you look at this
So good.
pocket down here, how yellow that is. It's like, yeah, dude, that totally looks like a Crowley.
Yeah. Yeah. I see that. And yet that wouldn't have just like, oh yeah, well, obviously.
Yeah,
You
right.
know,
And
you
then
know,
some of them have
like,
these really yellow pockets. It's like it's one of
mm.
those things that I never would have put those pieces together, but it makes so much sense now that have seen some cut.
Oh man, I just love that.
And I found a couple of these, which are like the coolest thing ever to me. I don't know. They're probably like not even the best of specimens, but to me, they're like the coolest thing ever. So they're like pristine crystals, like nice big, as we established with Dustin Finds Rocks, nubbins. And
Uh-huh.
then there is a full layer of chalcedony over top of the crystals. And then that layer of chalcedony is covered in druzy. So this is basically an agate druzy blanket over top of a crystal pocket.
Oh my gosh.
And you
And
can
so
actually see all the points. It's so cool.
have you cut any of this?
I
Like,
have
I
not
wonder
cut
what the
any of these
cross
yet.
section looks like, with that,
Yeah.
like, the post morph or whatever you want to call it.
They're so,
Um, I mean, yeah, that looks like cottage nubbins, like cottage cheese nubbins.
they're
That's
so
crazy.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, now I have to scroll back because after we did that, we went to a spot that Derek told me about, which I'm super, super excited about,
Aw,
where I got my very first trilobite, and this is something I've been wanting to find for so freaking long.
he's so cute.
This is like one of my top bucket list finds, and it's tiny and adorable, and I love it so very, very much. So naturally, one of the first things I did when I got home was I prepped it,
Yeah.
and it looks so
Wow.
good. Look at him.
Oh, look at him just swimming. He's just dog paddling through there. Oh
It's so
man.
perfect.
Oh, that's so
I,
cool.
I love the face so much, and the fact that his
Yeah.
eyes are actually
He's
nicely
so
intact, like
cute.
it makes me
Yeah.
so happy.
I know. I just like yeah.
Oh gosh, Lexus just got home and the
I'm gonna
dogs
give
were
him
just released.
scritches. Yeah, I heard something. Something was amuck.
Yeah, that'd be a Molly. So the other thing that was at that spot was oh, I gotta zoom back up. Insane death plates filled with brachiopods
Whoa.
and pelecypods and corals and crinoid stems. Like it's
Ah.
just insane how much stuff is in these.
And that plate is like that's how you got it? You
This
didn't.
one I prepped with the
Oh,
air
you
abrasion.
did? Okay,
Yeah.
because yeah, I was gonna say that looks so good.
Doesn't it? I
Oh
love
my
the air abrasion
gosh.
so much.
Yeah, yeah, you did a great job prepping that. That
It,
is just like all the little nibbles and bits and pieces.
it really lets you like zone in
Mm,
and around the like. Look at it, just one little section. There's so many crinoid pieces. It's so awesome.
wow. Oh, that must have been so much fun to prep.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was awesome. It
Wow.
was minorly frustrating because I had to keep refilling my because it was such a big piece. I had to keep refilling my
Aw.
yeah, I just it's like well, it's like I want to uncover these. I'm so excited and into it. And then every 5 minutes I
Right,
have to
but it's
stop to
just
refill my cup.
it's such a huge museum-esque kind of, like, plate
Yeah,
that, like, I keep on
exactly.
having to refill my
It's
material.
so annoying. It's more of a marginal inconvenience, but yeah, oh god, what are you gonna
Yeah.
do? There we go.
Oh, that's so good.
And we got a very happy. Yeah, I mean, just some of these sections, like the density is insane. I could probably go in and prep this even more.
Wow, yeah, look at that. No, I think that you did a really nice job of, bringing out the little superstars, but then it's really cool to see them kind of fade back in so that you get a chance to see what it looked like,
Yeah,
like yeah. Boy, that is just incredible.
I love the perfect star shapes on the inside of the crinoids too. That is something
Yeah.
I would not be able to excavate with the scribe. Like you need the air abrasion for that.
What medium are you using in the air abrasion?
So I've been going through so many different things to figure out what is working. So some of the stuff that I'll show later, I've been using baking soda.
Okay.
This I was using dolomite sand,
Uh-huh.
like powdered dolomite. And then I don't know if it's in the slide or not. There's something else that I was working on, and I had to literally use aluminum oxide for it.
Wow.
Like really freaking hard, and that it's still taking so much time.
Wow.
Yeah, I definitely don't have it. It's not something we found this trip. Derek gave it to me to prep for him. It's do you know what Archimedes are?
No, show me.
I
Do you
wish
have
I
it?
had. I don't have a
Okay,
picture of it,
everybody's
otherwise I would.
Googling it right now.
So they're
I'll
these
Google
really
it later.
cool. I think they're coral.
Uh-huh.
They might be a like a cnidarian or something like that. They're some kind of marine animal. I don't know what they are. I don't think they're an echinoid. I think they're like an echinoderm. I think they may be cnidarians, but I could totally be wrong about that. But they're like this spiral stalk that have these big branches, almost like a bryozoan that come off of it.
Ooh.
And they're really cool. The fenestra, which are the branches that come off, are incredibly rare to still be attached.
Uh-huh.
And he has a piece that is the fenestra are perfectly intact. So he gave it to me to prep for him for his museum. But I don't know what that matrix is, but it laughed at the baking soda. It kind of like
It
just
was
brushed away
taunting you a second time.
it was definitely taunting me a second time. So I had to swap to the big guns, which was the aluminum, which is literally your step 3 for tumbling. Like that's how hard I'm having to go with this stuff. Yeah. And it's just barely doing enough. It's going so slow, but yeah, it's going to be so worth it. The thing's amazing. Wow. Actually, can you share a screen if I send you a picture?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I actually took a picture of it. One sec. I gotta scroll back up. Because I sent Derek a progress report yesterday.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Send it. The world needs to see now.
Share.
And did you get a chance to see Derek's work in progress, the museum with your stuff in it?
So sorry, one sec.
There we go. Yeah, no worries.
So there was a need to reallocate funds at the college, so he got basically like put on the back burner for a little bit. Oh. So it's still like probably 2 or 3 years out still, but he's honestly happy about it because it just gives him more time to get even more stuff for it.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, there was like a situation where in the whole building there was only one toilet for men. So because something happened and they had to like redo it, but there was only one toilet, which means in the entire building of that entire college, that one building, there's only one toilet for the men's room, which is not gonna work when there's like big groups of like classes and stuff going on, and it's like field trips from other schools coming to the planetarium. So yeah, they rightfully had to reallocate those funds to get a better bathroom in order. So that took first priority, but he's working on it.
Okay. So this is what you wanted to share, yes?
So yes, if you zoom in, those little ribby branches,
I didn't download it. Yeah, it's this is just I'm literally sharing it from whence you just shared.
So yeah, those little branchy thingies, and you can see there's a bunch of them in there. That is the fenestra.
Yeah, that's not.
And if you
whoa.
Oh, okay.
No. How about that?
So that's what I was talking about, the center coil. And if you look at how they kind of like flange out, the fenestra would be coming off of those little ridges.
Oh, I totally know this entity now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But the fenestra are extremely, extremely rare to still be intact. So this piece had a typical Archimedes, which doesn't have the fenestra, and then above it is just these row after row after row of fenestra. So I'm trying to prep it for him, and I want to be very careful with it because I already did this part right here. It was almost completely covered, and it's working, but it's working very slowly.
Am I sharing more?
Yeah. I mean, whatever I sent you.
Okay. There's that.
Yeah, so that was...
I might share stuff that you didn't send me. Like that's how this works.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that took maybe 2 hours to get it to that point. That's how slow
Oh.
the air abrasion is going.
Can you give us a size reference? Like I can see some of your skin there in the background. Is that a finger or is that part of your arm? Like
I
how
think
big is
that's my
the
arm because the
Okay.
the plate's like this big. I think that stalk is maybe like 4 inches,
Oh
five
my
inches.
gosh, that's gigantic.
Yeah, no, yeah. That the pictures make it look tiny, but yeah, it's
Oh, it's one of those things with your hands.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, so that
Oh,
stalk is like
that
4 or
is
5 inches.
incredible. And yeah, you can see the the beginnings of the fenestra there up towards the top, yeah?
Yep, yep.
Oh my
So
gosh, that's just magic.
it's gonna be amazing, but it's also gonna be a huge undertaking. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
I literally have had to use aluminum oxide in my sandblaster to actually get any progress on this.
Wow.
So I don't know what it is. I expected it to be the same stuff as the like with the trilobite and the crinoids, but it is definitely not the same stuff.
Wow.
It is a very
Yeah.
different matrix, which makes no sense because they're both limestone, but for some reason this one is like way harder.
Interesting. Huh. Maybe it got baked or something.
Yeah, I don't know. These aren't from the same place though, to be fair.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, that's so cool. How elegant. That's gonna
It's
be
gonna
an
be
amazing
amazing.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be so cool. But it is slow going. So we'll get that finished at some point. That's gonna be like a, a little bit of work here, a little bit of work there, because it is uh
You think?
it's gonna take it so long. I was expecting
Oh.
like it looks chalky. I was like, oh yeah, it'll rip through. I can get this done with the air abrasion quick. And then I start working on it. And I was like, oh no.
Oh, I can see you with, like, a long white beard, you know?
Pretty much.
Sometime in the future.
Sometime it'll get done at some point.
Oh my gosh, like, he's on his, like, 5th or 6th wing, you know, he's got this huge museum and this thing finally like
Finally get it done, yeah.
we got funded.
It'll be ready for you at some point.
Awesome. Okay. Wow. Thank you for sharing that. That was incredible. And
Yes.
so we are back to
Oh whoa.
more of this incredibleness here.
So inside, if you zoom in on this, not only are there all the brachiopods and crinoids, there's also branch corals throughout the whole thing.
Yeah. Wow.
Gorgeous branch corals. And I got a very pleasant surprise while I was prepping this one because there's another
Wow.
trilobite in there.
No way. How lucky can you get?
I unfortunately not as lucky as I was hoping. I think it's just the tail section. A lot of the ones I found were missing the head section,
Interesting.
which makes the other one even more special because I found like I think 14 total after I was done
Wow.
going through all my stuff, and literally all of them are just tail sections. Only the one had the head section.
Oh my gosh. Well, you got to go back.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so after that, we kind of just hung out in Missouri for the night because the next day was the total eclipse.
Dun dun dun.
And that morning, I found a freaking 4-leaf clover, and then 5 minutes later, found a second 4-leaf clover.
Oh, whoa.
So I took that as a good omen.
Yeah.
So we drove around, got super lucky because it was insanely busy. Oh my gosh, there were so many people. But
Yeah.
we got lucky and found a place to pull over on this tiny little back road in the middle of nowhere, literally in the center of the path of totality.
That's crazy.
It was the most perfect, like we could not have been in a better spot. And
Wow.
these are the pictures I got. This is a picture I got
Mm,
just on my phone.
nice.
Yeah, we got some better pictures than this, but I don't know where I put them. This was just on my phone. And at the tail end of totality, I did this.
Yeah. Not the creation of it, but the giving of it.
The giving of it. Yes, I proposed officially at the tail end of totality.
Well played.
Yes, I think so.
That is so good. I love seeing that so much. Like I gotta say, like I had the pleasure of watching this be happening in real time,
Yeah, you
and
did.
wow, yeah, it went beyond anything that like any of the little illustrations that you made,
Yeah,
and it's so cool to see something happen from scratch. That's so cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was so much fun. It was a very very fun one, and I took it very seriously.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say I faceted 3 stones. This was the one I went with. I had to do a bunch of test runs on the diamonds because they scared the crap out of me. But yeah, it was a very much trial and error process.
Well, the pave setting, like it was fun, like because you were seriously all gleeful, like like this is happening, this is fun, like I got it, like
Once it
and
clicked, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is I'm gonna be like studying everything now because the paths are just the pave are so much fun to do. Oh my gosh."
yeah,
Also,
you
this is the
seriously
downside
affected
to
me.
learning everything through books and online, not through videos or being taught in person. I mispronounce a lot of stuff because it's spelled not the way that it's pronounced. So there were a bunch of people in that video that were like, "It's pronounced pave." I was like, "Yeah, well, I'm
Oh.
gonna call it Pav because I'm from the Midwest."
I do hate that when, you like you're well familiar with something, but yeah, you've only seen it written or
Written, yeah. I
whatever.
thought it for
Yeah.
years. I thought it was Chalcedony,
Right.
which
Yeah.
to this day I think sounds better than Chalcedony. I don't like Chalcedony. I like Chalcedony.
I only like chalcedony when Jesse says it.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds awesome when he says
It
it, but
does. It
like,
does.
yeah.
So the next day, oh my gosh, we freaking got trapped in traffic on our way out. There was a huge accident,
Ooh,
and there was already a ridiculous amount of traffic because of the eclipse.
yeah.
So we literally, I mean, there was a period where we maybe moved like 3 miles in 2 hours on the interstate. It was absolutely insane. So we made horrible time that route. We made it from what was it? Cape Girardeau, I think, Missouri, to barely to Nashville by like 2 a.m., which that is not far.
Mm.
That is not a long drive at all. It should not have taken that long. But yeah, we were making extremely slow time. So we had stops planned for the next day. And unfortunately, we didn't get to do any stops the next day because we had to stop so far back that the pretty much the whole day was driving through Tennessee and then Georgia and then into Florida.
Wow.
I think it was
Yeah.
like 10 p.m. when we made it to Daytona, so we didn't get to stop anywhere. But our
Yeah.
first stop on the trip, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, no. I was just gonna say you and like the like other half of the country that had come out to see the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I'm so happy that we rescheduled because we were actually going to be coming through 2 days earlier. Then I looked and realized that we'd be literally driving through the path of totality and that it was 2 days later. So we just rearranged our trip and we're like, nah, we're going to make it happen. And I'm
Yeah.
going to say this right now because I was one of those people that was like, what's the big deal? I've seen many eclipses. Shoot, when we went to Oregon, Kyle and I stopped and saw an eclipse. It was really cool. There is nothing that compares to a total eclipse and being
Yeah.
in the path of totality. It is insane. It
It's
is like
weird.
unlike anything I've ever experienced. We were close to one in the 2017 one. That was pretty cool. But yeah, it was absolutely nothing like being dead center in totality. That was insane. And I
Yeah,
could
we
totally
were
understand.
totally total in 17, and
Yeah.
that was pretty insane.
So cool. So yeah, I could understand now and even agree with people that like travel the whole country just to show
There's
up for
people
total
that chase them all over the
all over the
world.
world. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So funny thing, actually, we don't have much time to plan for it, but we already have plans in place with Derek because in 2044, the next total eclipse in the U.S. 2044, it's going to be in Montana.
Oh, wow.
It actually it's a sunset eclipse in August, and it's going to be in the northeast part of the state, which is like perfect. So that's like maybe a 2 or 3 hour drive for us to get to totality.
Nice.
So Derek
Wow.
is coming out for that one. The next year, 2045, there's another total eclipse, and it's in Florida.
Whoa.
So he and his wife are coming out to watch the eclipse with us in Montana, and then the next year we're gonna go to Florida to watch the eclipse with them.
Oh, that's killer.
Yeah.
That's like some planning in
Yeah.
ahead of
That's why I
time.
said, like, there's not really much time to, like, it's kind of last minute. We'll have to prepare for it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
there's a lot of time to get stuff in line for that, but yeah, it's like, 2 decades. It's no biggie.
It'll sneak up on you.
Yeah, exactly. So we finally got out on our first day with Derek, and we went to one of my favorite spots. This is the place where I found that monster lightning whelk filled with calcite crystals and the crazy clams and stuff like that. Well, something happened with the storms that came through last year where it totally just rearranged that area. It knocked a tree over, which raised the berm from the high water, which redistributed a bunch of sediment. So we had to dig for like 3 hours before we even like got to the top of the layer. So it was much slower than it usually is over there, but it's just, we literally like had to start over from scratch basically because of how much sediment got rearranged.
Wow.
So this is some of the finds from that day. This is cool. So this is a calcified lightning whelk filled with calcite crystals with a fossil fish vertebrae attached to it.
Whoa. What?
How cool is that?
Oh, that's crazy.
So yeah, definitely
Good eye, man. Yeah.
Definitely prepped that so I could leave it where it was, because I'd be so sad if that fell off.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, I mean, like otherwise it just looks like the usual Desbris,
Yeah,
on
exactly.
the outside. Yeah, crust.
This is another one I prepped completely, and this one rattles like a geode, so I might punch a hole through it in this area.
Punch it.
Because I think there's a really nice pot. It like rattles like a geode, so I think there's a big hollow in there.
Yeah.
But I prepped this one all the way back down to the shell just because I love having the specimens completely removed from like all the matrix. They just look so good.
Lovely. Uh-huh.
This was a cool one. So this is a fossil clam.
Oh yeah.
That is holding a fossil whelk.
Is that even allowed?
It's so cool. So I prepped out all the matrix just to leave. It's a fossil within a fossil.
Ah,
that's so cool. And then this was one of my really, really nice clams.
That is so big.
Yeah, that was a big one.
That's insane.
And it has some really nice crystals inside
Those
of it.
are some chunky dog teeth, man.
Yeah, it's so pretty. So
my goodness.
I prepped it so I could get rid of all of the sand calcite that was blocking the entrance. And yeah, here's the other side.
Wow.
It's just filled with so much calcite. It's amazing. I actually might come in with the air abrasion and try to get rid of the sand, because this is just like a little coat on top of the calcite. But I'm afraid of going any deeper with the scribe because it can really shatter those crystals.
Yeah, you don't want to rattle that off.
Yeah.
That would be bad.
This probably is my favorite piece, though. Look how perfect that is.
Oh. Wow, look at those chambers.
It seriously could not have broke in a better way.
Fancy. Yeah. No, that's just elegant. All the right lines.
That's so cool.
Quintessential, gorgeous.
Yeah. So I was really, really happy about that one. That's probably my favorite find of the day. I think the clam is objectively better, but I love the whelk so much. Oh gosh, hello, Pippin. What are you doing, sir? Alexis, come claim your beast.
There's a leopard loose.
He just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
He is. I love it.
And he is the spazziest of spazzes. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I'm pretty sure he thinks he's a dog. One sec. He's going to be so distracting. I got to go put him away really quick.
The pups are bad influences.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to auction off this shell right now. And I think that the bidding should start at, I don't know, $10. Who's taking this thing? Before Theo gets back, we can go ahead and raise some money. Maybe for his Eclipse tour in 2040. Just such an amazing specimen with the delicacy of all those teeny crystals, and then it's broke and it still survived. That always blows my mind that you can have such intricacy and it survives the elements for us to find it. And I know that the fossils from where he was hunting aren't quite as old. Probably Ken or somebody out there can pop in as to what the age is. But oh, here he's back. Shh.
These are Miocene.
Miocene. Wow, Miocene. Okay, cool. I auctioned it off.
I heard that. I heard that as I was walking away.
But it's for a good cause.
Oh gosh, what's happening? So yeah. These are. Oh, I didn't even mention. Okay, so these are Eocene or not Eocene, Miocene. These are Devonian.
Oh yeah.
So like way freaking older than anything I'm usually hunting.
Right. That's what I think is so exciting, when you have such wonderful specimens intact that you get to discover, and
awesome.
it's Devonian. Like,
yeah,
that's
it's like what?
So flippin' old.
And I didn't have pictures of it, but we were finding bone like all day because the layer. So it's like dark, almost black dirt. And then once you get down, it's like a 6-foot layer of just black dirt. And then there's like 3 feet of like condensed sand. And then it's the coquina that these are in. The sand layer has these. You can see they're all kind of crusty. That's from the sand.
Yeah.
And those are both Miocene, but the dark dirt above it is Pleistocene.
Uh-huh.
So we were finding like mammoth bone or mastodon. Derek has literally found a mammoth tooth and a mastodon tooth digging down to get to the clams in that spot. So.
It's like, tossing them away. I'm looking for shells.
He showed me the mastodon, the mastodon he found in that spot. It's like freaking huge.
They always remind me of like boot soles. Like a waffle stomper sole or whatever.
Totally. The mastodon teeth are wild though, because when you get one that's complete, it just looks like a human molar, just way too big to be real. But cool. So that spot's awesome. I found some nice mammoth or mastodon bone and some turtle scoots in that layer, digging down to get to the shells. So after that, the next day, 2 days later, oh gosh. Why did you free him? He's in a tear. Keep hold of him. Thank you.
Our jungle scenes playing out.
I just heard thundering and look up, and he's just like, "So God, he escaped." So we took a day to rest because that was a bunch of digging, and then the next day we went deep sea fishing, and it was so much fun.
That looks ugly. Gosh. Yeah, who would want to do that?
It's so much fun. It's like a happy place. So we were 90 miles offshore. And I think it's 300 meters out there. Out in the Gulf Stream. So you're on a boat for like 2 hours before you even stop for the day.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to get up super, super early. But yeah. I didn't save any pictures of the other ones, but this was Alexis's big old mahi.
Woo!
We're catching mahi and tuna all day.
Yeah, like Alexis for scale.
Yeah, tiny Alexis for scale.
Right?
So I caught 2 tuna, and then everything else was mahi.
Wow. That was so much fun. Delicious. So good. I'm salivating a little.
Yeah, we packed a cooler that came home with us. We have fish for the year.
Yay.
Yes, so worth it. Trying to remember what's after that. Okay, so this is so cool. So Derek got permission from the leader, the president, El Presidente of the Tampa Bay Fossil Club, for me to tag along on a field trip.
Nice.
That just so happened to overlap with me being down there, where they are permitted 3 hours to go into a quarry. And you got 3 hours to do whatever you want. Like, there's econoids everywhere. There's fossil shells. There's crazy nice calcite. And yeah, you got 3 hours. Pick whatever you want in an area that you literally would never be able to hunt any other time.
Wow.
So anyone in Florida, they do this once a month, unless it's summertime, because it gets way too freaking hot out there in the summertime. But any other time of year, they do it once a month. So if you want to literally go to this place, just join the Tampa Bay Fossil Club.
So you're saying that I need to move to Tampa and join? Okay. All right. Maybe I can just join from out here and go.
I mean, it's like $20 for a year. So
wow. Yeah.
So yeah.
Boy, that's worth it. Hit up your clubs, people, because it's incredible what sorts of fun things they get to do.
Yeah. No, seriously, it was so cool. Yeah. And I collected a ton of forams and Steinkerns for someone.
Hey, Steinkern, everybody. Hey. Yeah. You are beholden.
Yes. So I collected a bunch of matrix pieces that are just filled with shells and Steinkerns. And I got one that it's like a matrix piece like this big. And it has an econoid perfectly in the center of it, and I'm so excited to prep that out. It's so cool. I don't know if
this whole thing about the econoids is just killing me.
We got so many econoids, and this is cool because we actually went to 2 different spots because we hunted here, and then when we were done, we went to me and Derek independently went to another spot. This is Derek.
Yeah, you need to zoom in on that.
You literally that was the requirement to coming was you had to. Hard hat and reflective vest, and I had to watch like a super outdated 20-minute long training video. I am mine and Corey certified
by the projector.
Yeah, pretty much. So I am now officially mine and Corey certified for the year of 24.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah,
I mean, you gotta dig that look. That's
just, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, serious.
And we got so many econoids. So many freaking econoids. So this is actually, I don't think I got one further in. The quarry is Oligocene. And then this spot that we went to afterward is Miocene.
Interesting.
So we got like 4 different species of econoid from the Miocene area. And then while we were at the quarry, I got like 7 different Oligocene species. So I am missing like 2 species of econoid in Florida, and then I have one of each. And I'm very happy about that.
Now you're bragging.
I need the Shazaster. That's like the one I'm still missing.
The what?
The Shazaster. It's amazing. They're so cool.
There's something called the Shazaster.
It's the coolest thing ever. So they're not only are they like the biggest econoid, they're heart shapes.
Oh man,
they're amazing. I love Shazaster.
Well, that sounds a lot nicer than a Shazaster. I mean, that sounds.
I want one so bad.
But no, a Shazaster is a good thing, you guys.
It is. It's a really good thing. They're so cool. Yeah, that's like one of my bucket lists for Florida. I need to get my Shazaster.
5-gallon bucket list. Yeah.
So we also got sand dollars. These are like sea biscuit / sea urchin type things. But got the forams and the sand dollars. There's just so many different species. So this is awesome. This is what I did today. Today. Before. After.
Oh.
So this handful of white blobs gets way more excited when you realize that they're going to look like that once you prep them.
Oh, but they're already exciting just
Oh,
being
they're
like
exciting for
blobs of
sure.
dough looking things. This is just beyond. I mean, look at that in different lighting. I want to see like all the sexy angles on that.
So I think I have more after this. So
Okay.
these are different. You can see the matrix is way darker.
Yeah.
These are the Oligocene ones, and they're
Oh.
way smaller and rounder. The other ones are like kind of oblong. These ones
So
are
did
like
you have like like whole species die-offs, or were you just in a different area for that completely?
so for this in the quarry. They're literally like digging through what was basically like a reef system.
Okay.
So there's like
So it's
corals.
just stratification then?
Yeah,
Like it's in the, okay, got it.
yeah, and there are certain areas where you can find certain things. So like we started out. I don't think I have pictures of them. I think I meant to, and I forgot. Dang it.
That's
Well,
okay.
we started out, and
You
it's
want to
the
shut
layer.
me up? Just put that up on
Right.
the screen.
Here, let me
Oh.
think for a second. So we started at a layer that is totally different from all the fossiliferous stuff, and we were just digging huge boulders for like just insane like gold yellow dogtooth calcite
Mm.
clusters. And I got some. It's really hard to travel when you've got big pieces, so I just kept a bunch of like like this size with really nice points. But I did get one like I don't know, it's probably like 15 inches across, maybe a little
Wow,
bigger
no
than that.
way.
It's filled with deep yellow
That's
dogtooth calcite.
nuts.
So we went from here to another area. On the walk, we're picking up echinoids because they're all over the ground everywhere. So I'm picking up echinoids left and right as we go. I found something insane, which I am upset that I forgot to take a picture of. I found an agatized, completely agatized dugong bone, dugong rib,
Whoa.
and it's
Wow.
like shiny and it's like straight up agate. It's amazing, and I love it so much. But then we went from there to another area that had there's just like big limestone boulders, and we're picking echinoids and shell fossils and steinkerns and forams and all these different things through. Yeah, like, it was so awesome. And then I didn't get any pictures, but we used our last like 30 minutes to run to a different hill where it's just covered with tiny, like they're only like this big, but they are completely replaced with clear agate seashells.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I've got like a handful of just like glass clear augers
No
and little
way.
clam shells where if you hold them up to the light, that's like just glass clear. They're so cool.
That's crazy.
So cool. And then we went to the other spot after that. Then the next time we went out was to one of my favorite places in Florida. And this is a really cool little creek. Most of the shark teeth in Florida are Miocene. This is a very uncommon exposure because it is an Oligocene exposure.
Cool.
So the other thing that makes it really cool, I don't know what it is about the sediment there, but the teeth are phenomenally preserved and phenomenally colorful, and a lot of them are opalized or agatized.
Yeah, that looks like really good preservation. The fact that you have all the serration just perfect.
So
That's
those are
nuts.
mostly Hemipristis, which is my favorite shark tooth, like bar none. Even if I found a megalodon, I still prefer Hemipristis. They are my favorite. They are so freaking cool, and we found so many good ones that day. It was just insane, and we were hoping because this is actually one of the very few places in Florida where you can find the ancestor to megalodon, which is Ototus angustitans, and
Oh.
did not get lucky. Unfortunately, there was no Angus Titans waiting for us, but we found so many freaking nice teeth. And I want to highlight, this is what I was referring to earlier about things looking absolutely tiny in my hands. So these two right here are massive when it comes to Hemipristis. Like this one here is actually a pretty good sized Hemipristis. These two are mammoth. They're just gigantic.
Wow.
Like you
I
would
just
literally.
can't get it. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
I was just gonna say you literally would have to go to the Peace River to find a bigger hemipristis.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I can't get over how nice the serrations are on those.
They're so clean, and this one too,
Yeah.
just so
Wow.
clean. So, this right here, though, that is among the coolest fossils I've ever found. This is a like golden yellow hemipristis, and not only is it golden yellow, it's absolutely gigantic. So I think let me see what order these are in. This is one of the better ones that we found. See the agatized enamel on that.
Oh yeah.
This is
Wow.
another thing that makes this site so special. So you see how it's like black right under here,
Mm-hmm.
Well, usually when you find teeth, the enamel is gone. So having it still intact, like that's why so many teeth in Florida are just black or like dark brown, because this enamel layer is gone. But even then, they're usually not as colorful as they are in this spot. It's insane how colorful everything is at this spot. So
Wow.
here's my big boy. This is just massive, and I lost my mind when we found it. Like I freaked out, and I showed it to Derek, and he freaked out, which is saying how good it is, because Derek has seen a lot of stuff, so you know it's really good if Derek is bouncing up and down too.
You got to wonder if the pH is different in the ground or something like
I
that,
have
so
no
there's like
idea.
better preservation, like it's just not as acidic or whatever.
Yeah, I have no idea, and I pointed that out in the video. None of the other teeth come anywhere close to the color of this one. They're all like ambers and grays and browns. A couple of them are literally white still, which is insane, but no yellows like this one. So
Wow.
it stands out. It's oh my gosh, like that is so nice. So I have a side by side comparison here to show just how massive it is. This is a more typical hemipristis. Like this is your run of the mill hemipristis, and then this is the one that I found.
Wow.
So
So you gotta also wonder, like, as far as the size of the beast, does that dictate the size of the tooth? So is this like a school bus size guy, or
this was a big shark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, this one is that's a very large shark.
Wow.
Apparently Hemi's got really, really big. Derek showed me one he got from the Peace River, and it is the same size difference that these two are to mine.
Wow.
It is like,
Wow.
yeah, it's insane how big it is. But he said you pretty much have to go to the Peace River if you want to find big, big teeth. Everything is apparently bigger there.
Wow. And do you know why?
I don't actually. It runs through an area that's called the bone beds. So there's a lot of Pleistocene stuff, but there's also a lot of shark stuff. Actually, most of the megalodon teeth that are found in Florida come from that area.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is about that specific area, but there's a lot of fossils in the Peace River. We're hoping to do that next time. It's just really out of the way, so we have to budget like 2 or 3 days to do it, because it's like way out of the way for where we usually are.
Yeah, yeah. I think probably everybody who's an enthusiast, watches some of our other favorite channels, has heard of it, and yet, it's an interesting query to wonder about the reason why there's large specimens there as opposed to some of
Yeah.
the other places. And so, if anybody knows, feel free to put it in the chat or the comments or what have you.
Yeah, I don't know why everything seems bigger on the Peace River, but yeah, it also helps that there's just a lot more of it because it's a much larger river.
Yeah, right.
But it's also a river where you have to dive to hunt there. This is so cool. We got a bunch of these that day as well. And that is, do you know what this is?
Is that a barb?
It is a stingray barb.
Yeah. Wow.
And I can't believe how shiny the serrations are. The
Oof.
gloss is amazing. They're so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super nice.
So
Like a gemmy barb.
oh my gosh, they're so nice. What is next? So okay, so the next day we went fishing, and it stopped at some of my favorite islands to look for some shells, and I found this, which makes me so happy every time. Oh,
A living
awesome.
prehistorian.
Yeah, a modern prehistoric thing.
Yeah.
So
Oh
he
gosh,
was
I love
awesome.
those guys so much.
Yeah, I get
Those
so
are so
excited
cool.
whenever I find sheds. It's so cool. I should have taken a picture of that. I didn't include it. You can actually, if you look at the front, like up in here on the underside, they will be split. So you can tell that this is actually the shed. Like
Yeah.
this wasn't the animal itself. That's literally just how big the shed is. It's crazy. So yeah, that one came home with me. And then I found something that even Derek freaked out about. This is a matrix piece that is holding 4 horse teeth.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Yeah, and I am
And
so excited to prep that.
did you find it in the same place?
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
my gosh. I'm actually having a moment of glee because I recognized what that was. Maybe for the first time. Like, "Oh, that's a horse tooth in
Yeah.
there."
The horse teeth look they stand out. It's like when you start getting into like all of the other potential teeth, that's when I start getting really fuzzy. But I always know the horse and I always know the bison. It's like,
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. What a
I'm
beautiful thing.
I am so excited to prep that one.
Oh,
That was not a video. That was just a fishing day, and I found something awesome. Next, oh, this should be elsewhere. So this also was not a video, just because it was late and I didn't want to worry about it. We So okay, so the place where we went on the dig with the fossil club was like all the way across the state. So and we had to be there by 8. So we didn't want to worry about getting up crazy early and fighting traffic to drive all the way across Florida to get to the Gulf Coast in time. So we just got a hotel room and stayed in the area so we could, be closer for that morning. Well, we got there like 9:30 at night. And Derek's like, "Hey, we're like 10 minutes away from a spot for agonized coral." And I was like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "Yeah, let's go over there."
let's
So
go.
it's like pitch black, and we're searching via headlamp for agonized coral specimens. They're just perfect. These are not geodes. These are solid.
Wow.
And the preservation internally is absolutely insane.
Oh. That's like, I maybe some of the people just like had a sigh of sadness, but like that actually is more ridiculous to me right there.
It's so cool. Yeah, it's like
Ah,
a solid agate coral. It's amazing.
yeah.
So, um, yeah, I got 2 buckets of this material. Oh gosh, something's happening, and I'm so excited to start cutting it.
Yes. That would be really interesting. Like, can you look at agatized coral the same way that you can look at, say, agatized petwood and thin section it and, get all of that cellular.
You probably could because it's the polyp structure is internal all the way through. Like you can actually see it pretty
Oh,
well.
my mind is being blown so
Yeah,
hard.
we gotta
That is so
find.
cool.
Well,
Uh,
it's in an area that apparently is slated next to be developed for freaking houses. So Derek is like,
we don't need friggin'
it is
houses.
it is our mission to get as much of this material out as possible because once those houses go in, this stuff is gone forever.
Ah,
So it's like whenever he goes there, he's like, I collect a lot because once those houses start, this stuff is gone, and it's so sad to think about that because this is amazing material.
that really is. Wow. What a
Yeah,
treat.
I know. So we will be doing a big agonized cutting video because we actually were supposed to go to hunt for agonized coral. We were going to go dive for it, and then dip the actual geode agonized coral. And then it occurred to Derek that he should probably ask me if I had ever actually done any diving before.
Yeah, perhaps are you certified or is there
Well, it's
yeah.
shallow enough that apparently you don't need to be certified to do that area.
Uh-huh.
If you just get a Nemo,
Yeah.
you can actually do that without needing to be certified. But he's like, so have you ever done that kind of diving before? And I was like, I've snorkeled in the Keys.
Does that count?
And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, so here's the thing. It's going to be like turbulent water, not horrible, but pretty, it's not exactly still water. And you're going to be underwater for about 7 hours straight. Maybe we do a test run somewhere else next year before we throw you into the deep, literally. I was like, all right. So I was super bummed, but he's right. We should definitely do a warm-up dive hunt before we freaking do the coral, because that is that's like kind of jumping from training wheels to motorcycle pretty quick.
And I to take a Rockhound moment here, like how many of us will go to like great lengths to find something and maybe forget about some of like our survival skills at the
Yes,
same time.
exactly.
And so it does make sense to like try to align both the safety factor and the
Well, we've been talking about it for months, and we're like, yeah, we're gonna go dive for coral. It's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited to get coral myself for the first time. This is gonna be so cool. And then it was like 2 days before. Derek's like, have you actually dove before? Not I'm not mean like hunting while diving. I mean, have you just the bare minimum of dove before? And I was like, I've snorkeled. He's like, yeah, we gotta warm you up first.
Yeah,
we gotta do something
probably prudent.
like, beginner level before we throw you into the hard stuff. I was like, all right. That being said, Derek is an amazing person, and I don't know many other people that would do this. While he still went out, he and his friends still went out, and he collected a bucket, 5-gallon bucket of raw, uncut agatized coral, and gave it to me.
Oh, yay, Derek.
Yeah, so I didn't get to go myself, but we have a 5-gallon bucket of agatized coral to get through.
Ooh.
And he showed me the ones that he's cut from that day already, and I'm so freaking excited. So coming up in the nebulously near future, we will be cutting both kinds of agatized coral, solid agatized coral and geode agatized coral. And I'm very excited to actually do those in one video together.
Yeah, that's going to be a treat.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that.
So me and Derek actually snuck in another day to go out because Alexis was going with her grandpa to one of her grandpa's friend's house to ride their horses. And it just so happens that there's an awesome place to hunt that's like 20 minutes away from there. So I met up with Derek that morning, and me and him went and hunted.
Derek is your shoulder devil.
Yeah, oh, totally. Oh, absolutely.
He's like, by the way, there's a place right here that,
Yeah, he's like, yeah, let's meet up. We can get some hunting in. So this blew my mind, like wide open. You hear about the agatized fossils, and you hear about agatized coral. I didn't know there was literally agate in Florida. Which I don't know why that was so mind-blowing to me. But so we went out hunting for agates. And we got some amazing druzy specimens. Like these are just black druzy specimens on top of, there's thin agate bands. And then the agate bands are sitting on fossiliferous chert. So you've got like a rock where it's like druzy, agate bands, and then chert that has like agatized fossils inside of it. It's the coolest thing ever.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, it was so cool. So we got a bunch more agatized shells. I got a bunch of pieces to cut. Derek found oh my gosh, absolutely blew my mind. No way in a million years, if someone showed me this rock, I would believe it came from Florida.
Yeah, what? Yeah, nope.
Yeah, even he was like, no, this is an insane find. I've been wanting
look at
one
those
like
fortification lines. Those are so fancy.
And covered in druzy. And yeah, you can see it's built up on this fossiliferous chert. So really, we're just like going through the chert rock, trying to find big pockets of the agate. It's just amazing, though. It's so cool.
That is insane.
We both lost our minds when we found that one.
Wow.
And yeah, this is a better shot of the one that I found.
You just got to wonder what was going on in Florida when that was being created.
Seriously.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's so cool. So
like, what
we were
kind
really
of, like geothermal, song and dance was happening. That's like the sequins and glitter.
It's so cool. So yeah, that video I'm very excited to post because I feel like a lot of people are probably like me and didn't know that there were agates in Florida. Not agatized coral, not agatized fossils, just agates. So
I think that confession should be your like thumbnail.
it was so much fun though, because we kept finding these like you'd find spots in the fossiliferous chert where like an auger shell got completely like eroded. It's just dissolved out completely. So what's left is the hollow negative, not a Steinkern, like literally
the
trace
fossil. Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll find this piece of chert and it's got this big tube from like an auger or like a coral polyp or something, and it's just covered in bright like neon yellow druzy or bright black, or not bright, like there were some that were like blue, and then a lot of them were black. And Derek
very bright black druzy.
Yeah, exactly. No, but Derek was super excited because apparently the black druzy is like really uncommon. So we were very excited, and I found more echinoids that day also.
What was your double 4-leaf clover situation?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
And then what we actually went to that spot for was calcite coral. And they redid the roads over there and completely covered over all the calcite coral. So at first we were super bummed, and then we realized that it's this stuff that they repaved everything with. So, like, well, we didn't get our calcite coral, but we got freaking agates, which is insane.
That's so funny.
I'm excited to post that video because those rocks are just wild.
Yeah, we're excited for you to post that as well.
And that was the last hunt in Florida. We went out one more time on our way out to a really, really cool spot to look for shark teeth on the beach up on the north, like by the Georgia border. But it's apparently gotten like the beach hunting for teeth in Florida apparently has like skyrocketed in popularity. Oh. So unless you're there at 6 a.m., you're not finding anything.
No kidding.
Yeah. Wow. So it was a pretty drive. It was worth the stop, but yeah, we did not find anything worth anything. And then we left from there to another spot. I was so sad. Derek felt so bad because he gave me a bunch of places to maybe look at, and the two that we stopped at were both very bad.
Oh no,
that happened. Didn't find any teeth, and he was like, "Man, I don't know what's." Like last time I was there, granted that was like 2 years ago. Last time I was there, we found so many teeth. Like what? And then the second spot where he guaranteed that I could find a ton of trilobites. So I was very excited. I was going to mix those two videos together. We get there, and I'm like, he said, look for shale. I don't see any shale. What's going on? So turns out I sent pictures of the location to him, and he turns out upstream of that, it's like a reservoir bed. And you are walking along the reservoir bed to look through the shale to find trilobites, which apparently there's just an absurd amount of trilobites there. Well, it turns out that they opened the dam.
Oh.
So the trilobites were like 7 feet underwater.
Yeah.
And he was extra irritated with that one because he's like, I was literally there in March. Like, what the heck? So, yeah, we didn't get to stop there. But on our way back, we did stop somewhere where I got to actually knock out another bucket list rock. We got to hunt for crowleys.
What?
And I'm so excited about it. Those crowleys are so freaking pretty. I've always wanted to hunt for crowleys.
Yeah, and that's a Hummer right there.
Oh my gosh. We found a bunch like that. They're just so freaking nice. Wow. And a bunch of like honeycomb coral fossils. Lexus found a geodized calyx that was like this big, just freaking huge.
Oh my gosh. Awesome. Wow.
And some petrified wood, a bunch of banded chert. Like it was just awesome. Felt like being home because, you know, I can do river gravel. That's my bread and butter. So that felt really nice.
That was your jam, especially after getting skunked.
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
Like, okay, we're back.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's what he said too. He's like, "Well, I will literally like, I don't know what I'll do, but I'll lose my mind if this third spot isn't good. Because but it was great. It was wonderful.
Sweet.
So that's gonna be an awesome video. We rushed from there to another place, and just like on a ridge, did not get there with enough time to do anything good. I've always wanted to hunt for crystals in Arkansas, and technically we did, but it left a lot to be desired. Oh, here's more of the Crowleys.
Those aren't crystals.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously,
You didn't do so good.
Left a lot to. I don't even think these are crystals.
No.
So anyway,
well, micro crystal.
Yeah, exactly. We went to a place in Arkansas, but we only had 30 minutes again. So we had to surface collect. We didn't really have time to do any serious digging. So I think this was literally our biggest point we got, which
that's not bad.
But Arkansas, like
Right. We've been spoiled. We can see like the big, like it's the size of a baby.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, even like because Derek went to one when he was there in March, and he was showing me even like the smaller ones were still like this was the average, the smaller side of average that he kept when he went out. This was literally our biggest one.
Right. So that was the lowest of his high grades, and that's like the highest of your low grades.
Pretty much, yeah.
However you want to put it.
So our best was like the bare minimum to be keep worthy for Derek on his outing. So it was a little bittersweet because it was like, man, I know there's so much better stuff here if we had more time to actually look, but I did get some really nice clusters, which I'm happy about. Ooh. And I'm thinking I'm going to do another quartz globe.
Oh?
Do I have a picture? I might.
You should find it.
Let me see here.
You can see it.
1 sec.
So is that like rust staining on those?
Yes. Yeah, if I threw those in iron out, I could get rid of that.
Got it.
Oh, I do. Nice. Let me stop sharing. Present video file.
Ooh, a video. We get to see a movie.
Watching movies.
Get your popcorn.
What is it? Let's see. We gotta find it. Eclipse. There we go. Is it showing? What's happening?
Oh, let me do it.
Has been forced to his knees as well.
Is it muted for you?
Antonia joins Lilith.
I know.
Who stands before us in black.
Do you want me to turn that down?
I don't want us to get copyright strike.
Oh, true.
That's
right?
why I'm like, oh crap.
We're not monetized. I don't think that they would
still,
us.
So if you look, this is a resin globe that I turned. And here, can you play it one more time?
I sure can. I was just going to do it anyway.
If you look, when the light passes through the crystals, they have prisming effects, so they get surrounded by rainbows. I think I have videos that show it better.
That's so cool. They look phantom-y in there.
Yeah.
That's so neat. Yeah.
Here. I can control it too.
Well, yeah.
How do I play it?
It's your computer, man.
Can you queue up this one?
Sure can. Nope. Yep.
Head shave.
Wait.
Quiet.
Oh, I can mute it myself. Okay.
Wait, I think we both press play at the same time. You have the helm, Captain.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Wow.
It's such a good way to use low-grade crystals and turn it into something amazing. So I was thinking about doing that with those from Arkansas. It's also just good faceting rough too. I gotta find a clip that shows the. I think you have to okay it before it can play. Oh, there we go. Isn't it
Wow.
cool how phantomy they go?
Really, that's, they're just diaphanous,
Isn't that awesome? And you can see
It's
all the little
very
rainbows inside
subtle.
of them.
Yeah, that is so cool.
So I love doing those. They're so much fun to make and they look amazing. So it's even though they're not like huge, big, crazy points, they're still perfect for that application. So I think I'm probably going to do that, honestly.
Yeah.
It's never a wash.
Is that something that you take to the Ren Fair or the
Gem Manor.
sale?
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Oh my
Trying
gosh.
to find the right clip because there's one that,
crazy.
yeah. I've made 3 and I've never held on to one longer than
Heads shaved like her.
Okay.
you guys can listen to Red Rising on your own time. It's so like the little flashes. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I just saw that. What kind of inclusions are we looking at with that?
It's actually just fractures inside of the quartz.
Okay.
It gets like magnified by the resin. So any little crack or cleavage plane, when you put it in the resin like that, it just magnifies. It's I love it.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, we probably gonna do more of those. Share screen. Now I gotta get back. Share screen. Window. There we go. Share.
Okie dokie.
So yeah, it may not have gotten any crazy specimens, but we'll still make something out of it. Then we went back that night. We stayed at a crazy little town that I'm sure we're one of the few people that didn't know about, called it Hot Spring, Arkansas, which is right by Hot Spring National Park. And it was such a cool little town. And we hit it somehow while there was an art festival going on. So it was like, it's this tiny little town, at least where we went through it. And there's so many freaking people.
Oh, wow.
So
you got a knack for that.
We do. We really do. So then we went to the Badlands in South Dakota on our way back, where we may or may not have found multiple Fairburns.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm so freaking excited about.
So that's not your pile.
That's just
like, what you're trying to say.
That's just a random assortment of of some of the prairie agates. I totally don't think that's what I was just looking for. I was trying to see if I actually remembered to take a picture of the Fairburn agate. I don't think I remember to include one.
That's funny.
Yeah, we got a bunch of prairie agates, but
so it's truly may or may not have.
Yes, we do. But you will just have to take my word for it, which is,
until the video comes out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then after we went here, we stopped at the Rock Shed, where I spent entirely too much money.
Is anybody surprised?
No, probably not.
I ask you. What did you get, pray tell, at the Rock Shed?
More Labradorite, of course.
Yay! Oh my
More
gosh.
Labradorite.
Oh man, I'm like eating that like taffy.
Isn't it amazing?
It's like
so nice.
It's going. It's
so nice. So we got more Labradorite. I think I've got some more Tiger Eye, some blue and gold Tiger Eye. I got I think 9 nice big Brazilian agates. The smallest one is like 3 pounds.
Wow.
We loaded the heck up on geodes and thunder eggs. I think we got like 20 something thunder eggs.
Where are the thunder eggs from?
I don't know. I should have asked. I think they're from Oregon, but I don't know where in Oregon. They might be from Washington. I honestly have no idea. It was a new bin. They usually don't have thunder eggs. So we saw the thunder eggs. And I'm like, all right, just load up on thunder eggs. So we got a bunch of thunder eggs, big Moroccan geodes, small Moroccan geodes, LaChoya geodes, and there was another one that I'm not remembering. We got a ton of thunder eggs and geodes, so I think we're going to do a live sale that is literally just like cut and sell. Geodes.
That's going to be so much fun.
Yeah. So.
I'm sure everybody's like all giddy right now.
Yeah. Well, it was so much fun doing the last live, and I had a few to go through, and Alexis and I were talking about it. We're like, why don't we just do a whole sale, but it's just geodes the whole time? I'm like, that sounds like so much fun.
That was very good.
Yeah.
Everybody was getting like instant grat,
Yeah, exactly.
it was just a reason to hang out. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Just to see what's inside. That's
yeah,
why I thought the thunder eggs would be a good idea.
yeah.
Because I can cut them there, or not if you don't want them cut.
And didn't you mention something about like cutting that is like more lovely now?
Oh my gosh! So right before I left for the trip, I freaking blew out my blade for my saw,
Oh,
which
it's not
was
okay.
so freaking frustrating. I think that was everything. So yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing now.
What?
Yeah,
Really? You did it?
yeah, we did
Oh
it.
no. Oh my gosh. I thought we were gonna be here for like a day.
Well,
Like
no, that's like I
hours.
said, I only took like a handful of pictures for each thing, so
Wow.
I didn't want to give too many spoilers because I've only posted one video from the whole trip so far. So minor spoilers, but not major spoilers yet. There's even more craziness to come. But so yeah, I knocked a big chunk out of my blade right before we left for the trip, and I always have a backup blade on hand, but it's those like super crappy, cheap Chinese ones that have the green paint over them, and I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it so much. I freaking hate that thing. So,
How do you feel about that thing?
oh my gosh, I hate that thing so much. The hole isn't centered, so it's like hammering.
No. Oh,
Oh
I
my
hate
gosh.
that. I hate that when you get a blade and it's not balanced
Yeah.
for some reason
Oh
or
my
another. You're
gosh.
like, really? It's new, and you want that to like cut through something that needs to be straight?
Well, to be fair, last summer when I went through, I picked that one up from Sean at the Rock Shed because I asked if they had any 14-inch MKs. And he was like, we don't, because the 14 are super oddball size, which to be fair, yes, most people do 12 or 16. 14 is a very odd size. So it's a lot harder for me to find blades for mine. But so he's like, I don't have any of those on hand. What I do have are these. I'm going to warn you up front. They suck. They're super cheap, but they'll get you through a pinch. That is that's like my donut. It's like my spare tire. That is emergency
Yeah.
blade only.
Because they chatter. I don't know like
Mhm.
how many people out there saw, but like you get it in, and like once you have it into the slot of the cut, it'll chatter. Like
Yeah.
there's, oh man.
Yeah, because it's not grinding, it's like chiseling basically. It's like a
Yeah.
hammer coming down.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh.
loud. Oh my gosh, it's so loud. So apparently MK went under. So what the Rock Shed is doing now is they're actually buying MK blades straight from the distributor that MK got them from.
Oh wow.
So now
Okay.
the Rock Shed sells they're the same thing, they just don't have the MK sticker on them. And because they are doing that, they had some on hand this time. So I picked up a 14-inch continuous rim, brand new. And oh my gosh, it's so freaking nice. That is like the quietest blade ever. My saw is just like a light hum now, and it's the best thing ever. And it can cut so thin because my other one was notched. Actually, the crappy green one and my original blade are both notched. So
I don't like notch so much.
I actually liked those ones a lot. It's I don't know. The only thing I am hesitant about, the reason I like the notch was because it would chew through the Montana agates faster.
There's that.
That
Yeah,
is the reason
you need
I
an
like
agate eater, like
them. Yeah.
literally for the agates. And
Well,
so yeah.
I've literally thought about getting a segmented specifically for that reason. Just to put, if I'm going to be cutting Montana agate, I just to have the segmented.
Swap it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
And I haven't cut a Montana agate on the new blade yet, so I'm still cautiously optimistic to see how the
I
new
haven't
blade
cut
handles it.
a Montana on my new blade either, because it's such a
Yeah.
ballet dancer right now. I mean, it just cuts
Yeah.
through everything so good. I don't want to ruin it.
Well, and it's so smooth, and there's like no vibration whatsoever. So that new blade can cut down to like 2 millimeters and still be stable
Oh.
because it's just so clean. I'm so happy about it. So yeah, I'm very, very, very thrilled about that. And I probably won't be getting to Montana agates in quite some time because of how much freaking other stuff I have to get through first. So
Well,
right.
and some of the stuff is so effortless to cut. Like when I was cutting down the Labradorite that you got me, I
Yep.
was like, "What?
Yeah.
I'm done?" Like, I'm
the
gonna
labradorite,
do
it cuts so nice.
more. Yeah, like, it's so fun to cut, stuff like that, and rhyolite,
That's
and
actually
Mm.
our background here. The Haunted Ridge agate. That's how those are. They cut like butter, so smooth and clean.
Yeah, yeah. I actually had some material from Dustin that he sent, and I was amazed at not only how easy it was to cut, and I think it's because the fortification lines play so back and forth between quartz that you don't have like a really thick agate, if
Agate
that
layer,
makes
yeah.
sense.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
totally. Because it's
and
like agate, quartz, agate, quartz, agate, quartz. It's actually not like a typical fortification agate with with a quartz pocket. It's just
right.
kind of both all the time.
Yeah. Like our beach agates out here are like so much harder. They're very, very much like Montana agate because they're fortification and they're tight and
Yep,
they're agate,
super tight
like
packed. Yeah.
yeah, and so I also noticed that I used an angle the wet angle grinder to polish a nice larger face on this material, and I was surprised at how nicely it polished without too much undercutting too. Because
Hmm.
usually when you do have that kind of pattern where you have a lace that has so much quartz and agate interplay that you get a lot of undercutting. But actually it wasn't bad. And so it took a polish nicely too.
Heck yeah, I'm
It's really
excited
magic.
to experience that because
Yeah.
Theo had a literal like face palm, kick yourself in the butt moment. Where I was just angry at myself for a good day afterward. So, so you know how I've said for the longest time that I don't have a good way to polish big rocks. That apparently just wasn't true.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, so, so hear
What?
me out. When I got my saw, it the person that bought it from also included a vibratory lab. Now, I've never used one, nor do I know anyone that has one, nor did it occur to me to just look it up.
Yeah.
Because when I saw it, it's like a big lab. I think it's a 14-inch as well, and it has a cloth, not cloth. I don't know, like carpet almost pad on it. So in my brain, I'm like, oh, it must be Velcro. I really can't afford to buy a whole set of laps for this though. So I'm gonna just put it off to the side, and I'll do that whenever I have some extra play money. Yeah, and then I saw a reel on Instagram of someone using it, a vibratory lab, and I'm like, wait a second. So I looked stuff up, and I'm like, wait, it uses grits? Are you serious?
I have that.
So I
Yeah, you
have
just
lots.
put
I
stuff
have
on the
literally
stuff and hold it down, and
I've got
yeah.
like 10-pound bags of grit. So I've had a 14-inch vibratory lab that I could have been using for almost 2 years.
Mm.
So I ordered a replacement plate so that I have a nice, fresh, clean plate for the heavy grits and for the step 1, 2, and 3. Then I'll use, because the one that is on it is kind of corroded, because I can tell the person didn't probably use it very much, nor did they let it dry before they put the cloth back on top of it. So it was kind of just sitting there rusting until it dried out. So ordered these things, and I'm going to be polishing Madman whenever that shows up. And I am so freaking excited to finally have a way to polish my big agates and big petrified wood and just the big cut rocks that we've been accruing for a long time now. We actually have a way to polish them. And slabs. I'm so excited about polishing big iris slabs, like losing my mind. So excited
Right,
about it.
now you can cut, like, super thin, and you have a vibe lap, so it
And
all fits together.
I'm going to love it for the same reasons that I love my saw, and that it's automated. It's one of the
Yeah.
things that I hate about the flat lap is how long I have to sit there because it's so slow sometimes. And
Yeah.
it's automated. I can just set it up and walk away. And it just
Yeah.
does the work for me while I'm doing other stuff that I have to, be present for. I'm so angry that it took that long to realize how it's actually properly used. But I'm so happy that I have this thing that I've had for almost 2 years.
Well, all good things in good time. So yeah, it was the right moment for that to drop into your life. And
that thing is going to be running nonstop once it gets here.
That is exciting. I mean, it is so true to have the things in the studio that are automated, where you don't have to babysit it, and because we're constantly spinning plates. I mean,
exactly.
There's something into that, and there's something over there, and there's something running on that thing, and it's such a process of so many tentacles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When it opens up the door so I can be doing like other stuff. Like I can focus on silversmithing or fossil prep while rocks are both cutting and being polished without me needing to do anything. Like it's so nice.
Theo needs robots.
Then we have boxes on boxes on boxes on boxes of cut rock that I've literally said in those videos for years at this point that when I have a good way to face them, I will face them. That's why I hang on to so many cut rocks, because it's like that's going to be an amazing specimen when I can actually have the means to polish it. But apparently I've had the means. I'm just stupid.
Oh,
it's so frustrating.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah, the time is finally
the time
here.
has come. Yeah.
So, all right. So let's break down this process. So I already posted the shark tooth video. The Eclipse technically was the ring video, which technically was before the trip, so I'm not going to count that one. We got the trilobite video. We've got 2 Haunted Ridge videos because the hunt itself was so long that we're doing hunts one video and then iron out, cleaning, and cutting in another video. We've got the calcite shells. We've got the quarry echinoids, the agates. We've got the agatized coral to cut. We've got the Crowleys. We've got Arkansas. We've got the Badlands. And we've got polishing rocks whenever that shows up. So there are 12 videos coming from this entire trip. And I'm very excited to get those all shared with you guys. Because, yeah, it's literally like dang near 3 months of videos.
Oh, we're so excited to see them too. I mean, it seemed like you were gone for ages, and yeah, you're back and you're on fire.
Yeah, it was a long time. I think we were almost gone for a month.
Wow. Your dogs must have flipped out when you walked in the door.
Oh my gosh, we got attacked when we got home.
Nice. Yeah. Well, wow, that was an incredible eye full of splendor. And I don't know if any of us are worthy, but thank you for sharing us.
And watch the videos when they come out, because this was like not even like scratching the surface. Like this is the equivalent of taking a piece of calcite and trying to scratch a quartz crystal. Right. That's how little we scratch the surface with this. Yep. Yeah.
It's an iceberg, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you feel like you have any whys on the experiences of the trip, or is that a soliloquy in and of its own video?
That is a good question. I think I would say don't worry so much about how exhausted you may be, because we were running nonstop. Absolutely nonstop. We got maybe 3, maybe 4 days out of that entire I'm trying to think. It was almost 4 weeks, because we was going to be 3 weeks exactly, and then Alexis realized that if she were to call out one day, that gave us another 4 days, because it just so happened to line out with her days off naturally. So it was like 3.5 weeks. And we got like I said, like maybe 3 days to rest. We were going nonstop, whether it was going to the beach or fishing or going rock hunting or fossil hunting or just driving nonstop. It may sound exhausting, but I promise you will not regret it looking back. Like sleep is easy to catch back up on. You can't replace the memories though.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to seize it. Got to grab it.
And
when
I
it's
think I'd
happening.
also say that sometimes things that seem terrifying, and I guess terrifying is the wrong word, daunting, aren't that bad once you actually get into it. Like, we were told by so many people before we left, like, oh my gosh, you guys are driving all the way to Florida. Like, good luck. That sounds awful. Or like, that I've done that drive before. That drive is terrible. It was not bad in the slightest. Probably, helps that we stopped a bunch and did some sightseeing and actually stopped at like cool stuff. It wasn't just like a commute. We were making an adventure out of the drive there and back. But it was nowhere near as bad as people kept making it sound. Like, honestly, we're kind of we got home and we're like, we kind of really liked not having to deal with airports. It's like, yes, it makes the trip way longer. We would not be able to do it every single time, but I'm totally looking forward to the next one already. And yeah, I don't know. Sometimes things seem way bigger than they are in reality until you get into it.
Oh, that's good. And I can't agree with you more as far as like, some people that's their whole feeling about the road. And that's okay. Like,
Yeah.
that's absolutely their prerogative to feel that way. But we don't even think twice about driving a few states. It's just that whole adventure and wanderlust thing and the unknown and what does that look like and what's around that next corner.
Yeah,
It's so
exactly.
exciting if you have the ability, like you've got the time, you've got the gas, you're okay. That can be the more exciting than maybe where you end up.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, the days we were driving down and back, like, that was just so much fun. We got to knock off so many new places, and that's awesome. Also, I did the math and realized that no, it takes too long. I was going to say I was going to include a screenshot, but it would take too long to make it. There's no point. There's no post edit here, so it's not worth it. But I'll prepare it for next time. So in the last 6 months, how long ago was that? That was like 6 months ago. October, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
6 months ago.
Sure.
I drove literally from coast to coast, parked on the Oregon coast, overlooking the ocean in October, and then parked on the Atlantic coast, looking at the ocean in Daytona Beach. So that car has literally been coast to coast in the last 6 months.
That you have done, and that is actually pretty phenomenal.
Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
Especially Oregon to Florida. That's not just like straight. That's like
that's no beeline,
longer,
There's like plenty of meanderings all up. And you and Kyle drew a spaghetti string like through the state too. It wasn't like you guys were efficient.
Yeah, no, totally. I need to find it because it's in my cloud somewhere. Because that was like one phone ago. But I actually put in all the stops and took a screenshot of all of the different driving we did in Oregon. It was insane.
Yeah, like I recall showing Steve what your plans were, and he was like,
it was so worth it though. Oh my gosh.
Oh, no doubt about it. But he's just like, yeah, I mean, what you just did as far as meandering down the road and making sure you can stop. And like, that's definitely our jam. Like we love just like getting, and so, if we're beholden to having to like keep a schedule or, we're doing all this stuff. Yeah. Like that gets a little, and so like, yeah, what looked like what you were about to do on paper was pretty daunting, and then you did it, and you guys like totally pulled it off, and it was cool.
It was so much fun.
Super cool. Yeah, I'm so glad that you did it.
You wanting to do it again, and as opposed to being like, oh, well, we've done that, never doing that again.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm sure that you experienced it from just traveling the country in the opposite direction to the east, but every single time that Steve and I embark on a trip anywhere, basically anywhere from ground zero or where we are, we're like, oh my gosh, we didn't know this was here. And wow, there's this cool thing. And I mean, it's like over and over again. You would think that we'd have stuff like worn out by now.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I mean, like not here, not here in Oregon. We literally like we've always wanted to stop at this one place, and so we finally do, and like this is the coolest place ever, and
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
yeah. Or we never took that route, so maybe this time since we have a little extra time, let's take that route, and you know, you find like 15 more things that you need to go check out the next time.
Oh, absolutely,
So,
yeah. Or like little routes that we took to avoid having to drive through the busier cities.
Yeah.
Where it's like just totally on accident. We go on this like absolutely insane, gorgeous drive, or we see something really cool, and it's like, okay, well, we've discovered this by accident, but we will be back for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many moments like that where it's like, we
Or
totally never would have found this if we just listened to Google.
yeah. Or you know, that like even more kind of like heavy is well, what happens if you never did take that route again? Like, aren't you
Yeah,
so happy that you went up that weird road where you're just like, gosh, you know, what's up there? You know,
yeah,
and you
exactly.
find like the most, you know, rapturous, incredible view of the like half the continent, you
Mhm.
know, like a high precipice someplace. It's just yeah, the wandering is so worth doing. And so yeah,
Oh,
take your
totally.
chances.
Because
Yeah.
like, and it absolutely, and it's like the accidental things that happened actually ended up making the trip even better. Like not being able to um stop and hunt much on the way back because those two spots did not pan out for us. We were in bed earlier, so we got up earlier and we got way more time hunting Crowleys. But the cool thing was after we lost all that time in after the eclipse, we had to stay in outside of Nashville, I think it was. So totally not the route we were going to. We were going to take over to Knoxville and then down to South Carolina and then follow the coast. We lost way too much time to be able to do that route, so we did another route. Didn't even realize it until the next morning, but we literally were driving through the Smoky Mountains the whole time.
Oh,
It was gorgeous. And then
yeah.
we took a different route to get to Arkansas faster and went straight through the Ozarks. And it's like, these are such happy accidents. There's such cool things that we would not have experienced had we just, you know, I don't know, keep an open mind and want to explore. I think that is like the best way to do any trip like that.
Yeah. Yeah. The pleasure is finding yourself somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Like that town Hot Spring that we totally would not have found that place otherwise. That place was so cool.
Oh yeah. Were there hot springs? Did you hit the hot springs?
Apparently, the Hot Spring National Park is right outside of there. But we were like, wait, there's a national park right here? Like, where?
That's great. Yeah, I
That's
mean
when we were on
we
our way to Coleman Crystal Mine.
got it. Yeah, we actually plan whole trips like based on being able to hit a hot spring each night. Like that's our jam. And you know, it's so geothermal out with the Yellowstone hotspot, you know, creeping along
Yep,
the
yep.
most of the places that we go. It's not hard to swing a cat and not hit a hot spring. So
Well, it's funny.
we're doing
The
good.
closer you get to Florida, the hot springs turn into like ice water springs.
Oh, crazy.
Like Blue
Yeah.
Springs in Florida and Crystal River. No, that's Silver Spring. That's the other one I was trying to think of. They're glass clear water. The water is absolutely insanely just perfect clear. Oh my gosh, is it cold? Like you need a wetsuit to get into that water. It's so cold.
Wow.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's weird going into that because yeah, same here. We're so used to our Yellowstone hot springs, like literally in Yellowstone Park or in Montana. So we also have Lolo and there's another one. I don't remember the name of it though in Montana. So we're used to the hot springs. Then you see like natural springs in Florida, and oh, they're the manatees filled with manatees. Oh, you can swim there. Oh, there's all these big fish. That sounds like so much fun. And then you go there and put your foot in the water, and it's like 60 degrees.
Counterintuitive.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Yeah, you're here in, Oregon or Idaho or something like that, and you're just like all full of these killer hot springs.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
yeah, great soaks. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Right on. Well, thank you so much for showing us around that incredible journey,
Yes,
and
of course.
congratulations again on the future nups.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that.
That. And I know everybody here is super happy to see you again. I didn't welcome you at the top of the show, but welcome back. I mean, yes,
I know it's been a while.
Yeah. So
At
so
least
good to have you
I
back.
sent you some stuff to keep the show rolling while I was gone. Apparently,
Yeah.
I caught one and then half of one.
Yep. We did a few, and then lots of lives to kind of cover for it, which turned out
Yeah.
to be a super good time too. And after we're done with all this, your after party and come down will be hanging out in the microzone if you do so desire. So we'll do a quick romp through. I'm not going to do a show and tell, because like how in the world am I supposed to follow up that situation? But on the Friday Night Live, we're going to be looking through some really really interesting fossil material that Blind Squirrel Rocks did send us. A bit of a surprise, kind of
Nice.
blew my mind in the microzone. That's what's coming up.
Awesome. I'll
Yeah.
set my reminder.
Well, we should be going there directly after this. Is the idea.
That's fair.
In the future, as it were. Which is now.
Yes, exactly. It hurts my brain. Can't think.
I know, right? When are we? What is this?
That is the main downside to the trips like that. I'm still a zombie, but I don't regret a single second of it. But I am still a zombie. But that's more jet lag than anything, honestly.
Yeah, and coming back to all of this work that you have to do, of prepping and
It doesn't feel like work though. I'm
slicing.
just playing. It's like, oh, we're gonna cut this one. Oh, cool. I'm gonna go prep this one. Like, it has not felt like work since I got home. But really, it's the jet lag, because in my brain it is still midnight. It's still 12:30, so I still have not acclimated to Mountain Time. I'm still on Eastern
time zones, those pesky things, and when the sun comes up and down.
It's actually really nice when I come back. It sucks when you go to Florida, but when you come back from Florida, that's like the only time I can actually like reset my sleeping schedule. So it's really, really nice to be tired at like 10:30 and be waking up at like 7.
Oh, you mean normal?
Yeah, like I'm a normal person when I come back from Florida. It's wild.
That is
Not
wild.
2 a.m. like I usually go to bed.
Right, sending me faceting diagrams.
Exactly.
Yeah. Have you tried this? Try it right now. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Almost forgot to even mention that. I got freaking Larimer at a shop in Florida that I definitely will be showing up in a video. And I bought like, I don't know, there's an absurd amount of opal.
Yeah.
So
that was an eyeful.
Yeah. So some of them are going to be amazing cabbers. Some of them are honeycombs, and I picked 2 really, really nice facetors. So that's what triggered the thought. So we'll be faceting opals at some point.
Oh man. Yeah. Theo's deep in rocks, you guys. It's going to last him maybe until the next time he goes.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Think you can just chain smoke rocks until you go.
Well, no, because then all the summer festivities begin, and even more stuff is going to be happening.
Oh, what a loaded summer we have coming up too.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be crazy, everyone.
Hold on to your shorts.
Yeah. Be very excited.
Or maybe even a little afraid.
Yeah, be terrified. Speaking of the nuptials, be afraid.
Yeah, good times are coming.
Yes, they are.
All right. Well, I'm betting that you're probably turning into a pumpkin, and I definitely am. So
yeah. Pretty much. I haven't eaten yet either, so I gotta eat something.
You're on fumes.
Pretty much. My coffee's been gone for like a half hour, so it's like,
I know. Nothing in cup.
Finished my lemonade and my coffee. Now I just got this clear stuff.
Yeah. So all of you moms out there, happy Mother's Day, as the time should, depending on when you see this video. You can either do it for this coming Mother's Day, which is right this weekend, or whenever Mother's Day happens for you, which should
Wherever a
be every
Mother's Day is had by you.
Yes. Happy Mother's Day. And I believe Kyle's back to the live sales. And I think that there's going to be like some incredible discounts for the weekend as well for Mother's Day, and a continuation of the sale. So plenty of activities, plenty of room for activities.
And I'll be doing sales again at some point, but I have so much stuff to get through first.
So much, but
I'm not even going to throw a date out there because I have to get through all this stuff
he
first.
doesn't dare. But there should be a video dropping on Saturday, right?
Oh yeah. I don't know which one, but there's definitely one of the videos from the trip dropping.
Yeah. Wear your hard hat because it's going to be dropping.
It may actually be that one. I'm not sure yet.
That would be a good one. That would be appropriate. Yeah. I checked my crystal ball and that one came up.
Yep.
Well, we'd like to thank you all for joining us for the Rockhound podcast. Thanks for staying all the way to the end. You guys know what to do. Go out there, find some killer rocks, and if you can't, buy some or something. Play with the rocks that you have. Yeah.
Both is an option.
Yep. or enjoy some wandering or any of those rock related things. And we will catch you next time. Cheers, Steinkerns. And you know that we love you. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.